So when I was watching this game live yesterday afternoon, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was down big in the first half against the New York Jets. And I was saying to myself, look, we are talking about the New York Jets. They're going to figure out a way to screw this game up. They're going to figure out a way to blow the lead. They're going to figure out a way to still end up losing the game. We are talking about the New York Jets, right? So I knew that was in. But what I didn't know was Antonio Brown was going to quit on his team before halftime, make a spectacle of himself, throw his helmet down, take his shoulder pads off, take his jersey off, run, and just run out of the football field, giving everyone the peace out, all because he got benched. Now, I was watching a lot of halftime reports, and a lot of announcers were talking about this, that Antonio Brown, even though they did not excuse his action nor his behavior, everyone is suggesting that the reason why Antonio Brown reacted that way because not only he got benched, he was missing opportunities as far as getting more incentives in his contract where they can pay him more money. If he gotten this many yards or played this much in the game, he gets incentives. And Antonio Brown felt like, the head coach, Bruce Arians, knew that, and that's the reason why he benched him. And let's just say hypothetically, Antonio Brown is right. Let's just say hypothetically the fix is in. The screws are in for AB. And Bruce Arians knew that if by benching him, they're not going to reward him with any more bonuses, and the front office is in on this, as well as Tom Brady. Let's just say hypothetically everyone was in on this, okay? Just to please everyone, okay? All the Antonio Brown supporters and fans. Let's just go ahead and believe this theory, shall we? Even if that was true, Antonio Brown, how quitting on a game before halftime was the best solution? You was talking about they're trying to cheat you out of bonuses where you can make more money at the end of the year, but you figured by just quitting on them, now you don't even have the ability to reach those incentives, as well as the other money that you're supposed to be getting, because this contract that he has is not a guaranteed contract. They did not pay him up front. Okay? In order for him to continue to get paid, he has to play games. Okay? So how is this going to be beneficial for you, quitting on a team before halftime, throwing the deuces up, running off the field, acting like a jackass? How is this solving the roster bonus? How is this solving the bonuses? How is this solving the rest of your game checks? How is that solving that? How is also going to solve, you was going to go into the postseason, okay? You're going to play postseason games. You're missing out on that money. There's a possibility that you guys could go to the Super Bowl. You're missing out on that money, not to mention the fact that after the Super Bowl, win, lose, or draw, whatever, you was playing under a 1-year contract, so you're only guaranteed for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for this year. You was going to become a free agent, and there was no takers for you last summer, so you re-signed with the Buccaneers, and you was going to show the NFL world that you still have it. Now you just screwed that out. You destroyed that possibility, because no team in the offseason is going to sign Antonio Brown after you look at the long list of his bad decisions and his behavior and him being very unprofessional ever since he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was on a live stream in the locker room, secretly doing a live stream in the locker room. Then you have the LA Raiders situation where he screwed himself out of some real major money there, because that was his biggest contract. Not to mention he had an opportunity redemption by playing for the New England Patriots. And then all he had to do was just stay out of trouble. He couldn't even do that. Not even for 2 weeks. Gone from there. And then Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. Bruce Arians done had a history of AB. Did not want AB. But since Tom Brady wanted AB, that's the only reason why he was signed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 2 straight years, because Tom Brady believed in him. And you're going to betray the trust of Tom Brady. Tom Brady is putting his reputation on the line for you, AB, because there was no takers for you. And this is how you reward someone that believes in you, that trusts you. This is how you reward them. By quitting on them, and it's not even halftime, and throwing the deuces to peace out, and you exit stage left. That's how you reward someone who believes in you. And then you leave them hanging, and now they have to address your decision. Now, Bruce Arians, he was quick to the point. He said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers released him, which they released him during the game. That was no surprise there. And if you had a brain, you would know he would be automatically, instantly released by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bruce Arians is already moving on. The front office has already done moved on. Tom Brady said some nice things about AB. Basically, said that, if you're real close around AB, try to get him help, because that man needs help. We all know that AB needs to work on his mental health. He needs to make better decisions. We all know that, but it comes a time where you just can't just keep using that as an excuse on his bad choices, his bad decisions, on his behavior. You just can't just keep throwing it on, well, the man has issues. The man needs to work on his mental health. The man has demons. Yeah, okay. Well, when is going to come a time for Antonio Brown to recognize that, and for Antonio Brown to work on it? Okay. He had plenty of opportunities to work on this, to work on those demons. He chooses not to. If Antonio Brown wasn't as talented as he is now, which is he's not really that. He's talented. That talent's going to always keep him as far as getting a job in the NFL. But that talent can only last so long until teams start saying, you know what, we're good. Now, barring a contending team losing their number 1 or number 2 receiver, you may see Antonio Brown again. But I feel like Roger Goodell in the NFL is going to step in and make sure that no one else signs him for this year. And Antonio Brown, as far as him re-signing in the offseason, I don't think that's going to happen as well. I think he's one and done. I think he's done in the NFL. He might go back into becoming a rapper or a streamer or a YouTube influencer. He was doing a lot of things when he left the NFL. He might go back into that. But as far as him going back in the National Football League, I don't see that happening. If he still wants to play football, there are other leagues out there that may be interested in Antonio Brown. He's not going to make nearly as much money that he could have made with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and what he could have potentially made in the offseason, particularly if he had a strong showing in the postseason, as well as if they would have made it to the Super Bowl. I think he burned all those bridges. I don't think another team is going to touch him in the NFL. And I feel like Roger Goodell in the NFL is going to step in and say, okay, we've seen enough. Okay, this train has to come to an end. There's going to be a lot of AB supporters, AB fans that's going to make tons of excuses on his actions yesterday. And all I gotta say is it was unacceptable. You can't excuse it. You can't continue to blame that he needs health. He needs help, mental health, and all that. He had plenty of time to work on it. But if Antonio Brown don't want to fix it, then what more can anyone else do or say? So that's all I got to say on this. I don't see Antonio Brown back in the NFL anytime soon, I just don't see him at all. But, like I said, if someone this year loses their number one or number two and they're a contending team, they may explore the possibility, kick the tires around for Antonio Brown joining their team. But I feel like Roger Goodell in the NFL is going to step in and make sure they're going to make life difficult for Antonio Brown to sign in the NFL. So, yeah, that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.